Hello everyone, welcome back. I got in another bipod from CVLIFE. Okay, I'll show you guys the label in case you guys are interested in getting it. So this is my second bipod from CVLIFE. The first one is this one here. I've had this for I guess about 2 months at this point, and I've done a number of videos on this. I've had this out at different gun ranges where I'm shooting 500 yards on uneven ground. And that's really important because a lot of times if you're on uneven ground, like you might have like a rock over here, you need to level the gun off, right? Because if the gun's canted, it can really throw off your shot. So that's why I have a CVLIFE bubble level back here. So you can adjust the legs at different heights. They lock into place. We've got these T1 posts there. I'll show you that in a minute. But it can pivot like this, and you can also loosen it up, and you can rotate it also like this. So it's really flexible like that. And then you can tighten it up. So here's the thing, it's not just my opinion, because I'm a full-time gun instructor. Okay, just shorten this up a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm a full-time gun instructor. So when I'm not here making videos and practicing myself, I'm basically training people. So I pay close attention, because most of the people I train are like newbies, right? I pay really close attention to what works good for newbies, right? Because a lot of times people pay attention to, okay, what are the experts using? What are the guys that shoot every day that use? But the thing is, like, I've been shooting for about 15 years, almost every day, okay? So you can pretty much throw anything at me, right? And I can kind of make it work because I've got lots of shooting experience. But the more important thing is, what does a newbie shoot well, right? Like, what would your wife shoot well? What would your daughter shoot well? You know, what would your neighbor shoot well if in an emergency situation you needed to put one of your guns in their hands? So that's a very important consideration for me. So one of the things I pay very close attention to is what works best for newbies, okay? So when I'm training people, and I've got lots of different bipods, I have seen, okay, over the last 2 months or so that I've been using the CVLIFE one over here, I've been seeing that this bipod works really good for newbies. They like using it, and it's also affordable to them, right? So this thing's only like $45. So what I'm finding is that they are, you know, because it's at a price point where they're like, yeah, I want one of those too. Where do I order it? You know, and so it's not like by the way, I don't do affiliate links. I don't make any money of this. I don't even monetize these videos. Okay, I strictly make money by training people. Okay, not by doing videos or by recommending products. Okay, I'm in the business of training people. That's where I make my money. Okay, you know, that's why I'm coming to you guys from that perspective. Okay, so I have found over the last 2 months that I've been using these CVLIFE bipods that, in addition for them to being at a price point that's easy for new people to get, right, at about $45, they're liking it. They're working really well with it. Okay, so let's take a look at what they give us. They give us the actual bipod, and they give us an Allen key, and they give us some instructions. So I'll take my gloves off. It's about 20 degrees today, so that's the other thing. Is I train people in realistic environments. Like, I got people out here when it's 20 degrees, sometimes negative 10 degrees, and I'm training them. Okay, and it's important that you train in a realistic environment. Let me show you guys this instructions, because there might be some details on there that. Okay, so I'll give you some information. You can pause this and look at this. You can pick up some of the details that I might miss. Here's the other side. Because I'm just going to tell you guys what I think is important. Okay, so let's put this away so I don't lose this. Let's just put it back in the bag. Alright, so they do give you this Allen key. So the question becomes, where do you put these Allen keys? Because this thing does have a quick attach. And the nice thing about this, it has a quick attach, but it also has one of the things and I found this very useful many times. You see, if you look over here on that screw, there's also ridges here so that you can actually turn this with your hand a little bit. So if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have an Allen key, a lot of times I've actually just adjusted this with my hand, because you can actually turn this, right? And you can get, because a lot of times the Picatinny rails, even though they're supposed to be kind of standardized, right? These Picatinny rails over here, they're supposed to be standardized. A lot of times they're not, you know, so there can be a little bit of a difference from one to the other. So I like having a Picatinny rail here, not just for the bipod, but this is also a good anchoring point, like where I put my hand over here, and I'm basically consistently grabbing and holding the gun in the same spot. Okay, it's also good. It also gives you a good grip, because one of the CQB techniques that I use is, or I teach, is if you come into a room, and I actually practice this out, like with punching bags, where I put like things in front of people where they can actually hit. I teach people a muzzle punch. So if you come into a room and there's, let's say, somebody in front of you, you don't know if they're good or bad, you just need to create some space. You grab the gun here by that 3-slot rail, and you muzzle punch them, push them back, and then decide if they're, if they're a good guy, bad guy, just somebody that you needed to get out of your way. So this is a really good technique. So that's a good reason to have this 3-slot rail here, but it's also a good place to mount the bipod. So see, right now it's loosen it up just a little bit. And again, I'm going to use my hand here just because that's what I end up doing most of the time. It's really nice that they designed this in such a way that, there you go. Beautiful. That goes in real nice. And then you can turn it. Okay. So one of the things I like is they have these, they're marked T1, T2, T3, T4. Which it's, a lot of times you might be like, well, what do you need that marking? Can't you kind of tell? Let me tell you guys, when you're like dropping down into a prone position, and especially if you're like timed and stuff like that, right? You're trying to do something under a timed type of situation. It's a big convenience to look at that marking and know that you're either level, or if you're not level, or if you need to, I mean, it's a convenience that these things are marked here. So that's really nice. I really like it, and I like how they lock into place. Now, the way this works is when you lift these up, right, and you have to push them to release up, but then if you want to pull it down, you just pull it down. Okay, so you can just pull it down, but then it locks into place. And they're pretty sturdy, because a lot of times when I'm shooting at different locations, what I'll do is like I'll put some forward pressure on this. Basically, it's called loading up on the bipod, just to stabilize the gun. You don't need to put a lot, just a little bit of, even on the table here, the rubber stoppers over here, they give me just enough grip that I can push in on the gun, and it gives me a little bit of forward pressure. Okay, so again, I really like that. You can loosen this up, and this thing will pivot side to side. It will rotate, so you can really form fit this to the ground. And I love the quick attach feature. I love being able to take these off, because a lot of times I might like switch roles. Like, okay, we're going from long distance shooting to a CQB. Just flip this off, take it off, you're done. And then when you're ready, when you want it back on, you put it back on. So I have found that extremely convenient in my personal shooting, but especially like when I'm training people. Okay, I mean, it's just a great bipod for $45. And like I said, I'm a full-time gun instructor. If you see two of these side by side, I mean, I had one, I got another one. I mean, I think that gives you a good indication of, how I feel about this. And it's not just my opinion. This is from training people, and seeing what people, what works best for other people that I train. Okay. The right position. So really nice. I like this. This works a lot. I've had women on this. I've had small kids I put on this because I train everyone. Okay, and this has made my my work a lot easier. So definitely recommend it. And again, I don't get paid by CVLIFE. I don't got any affiliate links or discounts or anything to give you guys because that's not how I work. I mean, basically, I get paid to train people. I see people, at the gun range, not just this location, but, other locations, and I'm training them, and I see what's working best for them, and I see what is easiest, what makes it easiest for me to train them, and that's why I got 2 of these. So I hope you guys found the video useful. I will put a link below in case you guys are interested in this budget bipod. It's only $45. I think it will serve you well.